Alright guys, today's going to be a first impression video. I just got this belt approximately 2 hours ago, give or take, straight out of the mill, and all I did was put some loaded mags in it, canteens, and a mess tin just to put some weight on it and walk around the house. I will do a second video in the future involving this once I've actually had time to run around with it and see how well we like it. But what we're looking at here is called Cadet webbing from the UK. So it's set up basically just to carry your ammo and to carry what you need to get through your day-to-day classes going through the British military school. As far as I can tell, I know there's going to be somebody drops in the comments be like, hey, that's just something that we use at basic, and you know, there's so much better options out there, namely the DZ rig, which looks pretty much the same configuration. Yeah, I would agree with that. The thing is, this was $100 with tax to my front door. $100. Legitimate British surplus as far as I can tell. The DZ rig is $330 as of the time of this video, and I would love to have one of those, but bills being what they are, we're going with this one for now just to play with it. So off the rip, all these pouches are sewn on. You're not going to change this out, so the configuration you get here is going to be what it is. You have 2 mag pouches, triple mag pouches on each side, which will give you a total of 12 mags if you choose to load them with such. You have 3 identical pouches on the back here, and I'm going to start with the mag pouch. You have a snap at the bottom and Velcro closure for the entire length of the pouch. That has a big ass piece of Velcro, and these do fit PMags, like you see here in the side-to-side configuration. You can turn them front to back configuration if you want, and they will still fit in there. What I would probably do, because of the lip of the PMag, your middle one, just put it so that it rests on top of the other 2, and then it's a lot easier to grab that and go. But those fit in there no problem, and if PMags fit, we know that the standard steel mags fit. All the pouches are identical. There is no molly or attachment points on the sides of these, so you're not going to have a shock cord adjustment or the tuck tab that the DZ rig comes with. But again, this is $100 versus $300. Going to the first of the 3 pouches, these will hold the standard American canteen, and there is enough room in there to hold a canteen cup in addition to that. Each of these pouches have a rain fly with a draw cord, which I thought was nice for the price point that these are coming in at. And I don't stock these at Packs and Creek Supply. I would love to if I got a connection to start carrying these, but this was off of eBay. And there's a number of sellers selling. It's called Cadet webbing or airborne cadet webbing. It's the same basic thing. But for the closure on these back ones, you simply have a buckle, and you can see about how much webbing I have left on, or I'm sorry, the strap. So you can fit quite a bit more in here than just the canteen. Especially since you have this rain fly, you know, if it sticks out a little bit, you just draw that close, get the lid over top of it, you're good to go. All the pouches on the back are the same size, so there's no difference with them. The middle one, I just stuck. I got a British mess tin to go with this rig. It is just big enough for the pouch to fit this snugly. There's no side-to-side play. It does fit in there decent. And then, of course, you can cinch it down. It doesn't flop or anything. Another canteen, ammo. So the harness is a 6-point harness, and I have this one cinched down pretty good. So it sits pretty much right at where my belly button is, and it is fairly comfortable for the little bit that about 2 hours that I've been walking around the house with this on. Obviously, this again is a first impression video. That may change in the future, but you have a 6-point harness, a little bit of padding up on the shoulders here, and then you have an attachment point for like hydration, what have you. A note on this: These back ones here are cinched down all the way, the connection points, and you can see about how much slack you have there. I have the front ones pretty much opened all the way that they will go. So for whatever reason, the Brits have the ladder lock up here, and this is the maximum that this extends. If you're a tall guy, I'm 5'11", you guys saw about where that sits on me. I'll put that back on to reinforce this point. You guys can see it sits fairly high, like my actual belt is down here, just on the lower half. This is sitting high as fuck. So what I might end up doing, because I want this to sit lower, is I have some of these 1-inch tri-glides. I might just cut the ladder lock off here, and then that'll give me all this extra slack to work with, and I can drop everything down lower. I'm a approximately 36-inch waist American, and you can see about how much slack I still have on the belt. So for you guys that are like 38-inch waist, 40-inch waist, this will fit no problem. On the padding side itself, let's get this turned around, and excuse me, it is hot and humid and I'm sweating like a pig right now. End to end on the padded part, let's get you a measurement. You're looking at 30 inches, 30 and a half inches end to end on the sewn portion. And then of course you have the buckle that is adjustable and whatnot. So with me, it sits pretty much at my sides, at my hip bones. So my entire front is open. If you're a bigger guy, that might move back a little bit further. If you're like a small guy, like 30-inch waist, that may move up forward a little bit. But end to end on the padding, 30 inches, 30 and a half inches. The padding itself, there is a thick piece of foam in there that I can feel that is fairly comfortable whenever it's snugged up against you. With these back harness points, you can see how much more slack I have to adjust. Why the front doesn't have that option, I don't know. But like I said, some of these 1-inch tri-glides, put one of them on down here and you would have an equal amount of slack to work with. So that'll wrap up the video. This is called Cadet webbing. You get it on eBay, $100 shipped to your door basically. I don't carry it yet, I would love to, but you'll see some of the next steps up in the webbing world with the British stuff is they like to have 6 mags on one side, and then they have an admin pouch of sorts, or a commander's pouch on this side. With other configurations, you'll see ones with 4 pouches on the back. Some of them only have 2. There's a number of manufacturers. They call multicam or OCP, they call it MTP. So if you look up MTP webbing, you'll normally find a number of different options. But yeah, if you guys have any experience with one of these belts and you have some tips or tricks, I would love to hear it below. Any questions or comments, go ahead and drop those as well, and check back in 2 or 3 months after we ran this for a little bit, and we'll do a second review after we get some field time with it. So